Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and thought, it's just 1 cent, why bother? What if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes. A simple 1966 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, nothing flashy, just a brown old coin sitting in someone's junk drawer, was recently valued at $987,000. Not a typo. Not a fantasy. This is real, and today, I'm going to show you exactly why, and how you might have one sitting quietly in your house, hiding in plain sight. So don't go anywhere. By the end of this video, you'll either be digging through every jar of coins you own, or kicking yourself for not checking sooner. In 1966, the U.S. Mint produced over 2.1 billion Lincoln pennies. Most people would think that makes them common, and they'd be right, until they're very, very wrong, because out of those billions, a tiny number were struck with errors, misalignments, double dies, and even rare alloys, each of which can skyrocket the value of an ordinary penny into extraordinary wealth. Imagine holding one of these coins that looks like every other penny. Feels like every other penny, but it's not. That it's a wolf in copper clothing. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked the year on your change? If the answer is never, this could be a six-figure mistake. So, what makes the 1966 no mint mark Lincoln penny so valuable? Let's break it down. First, the no mint mark detailed. In 1966, Philadelphia Mint coins didn't carry a mint mark. But due to a brief transition period and inconsistent minting practices, certain rare error coins slipped through the cracks. Some of these errors include double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile appears twice, slightly overlapping off-center strikes, where part of the coin's design is cut off or misaligned, rare planchet materials, where the coin was accidentally struck on a dime or foreign metal blank, and the Holy Grail, proof-like finishes accidentally struck and released into circulation. Now here's where things get spicy. One particular 1966 penny, recently discovered with a combination of extreme die doubling and rare surface luster, was valued at $987,000 at a private auction, and yes, this coin was found by an ordinary person who had no idea what they were holding. Let that sink in. That could have been you. By the way, have you ever opened a coin jar and found Canadian pennies in it? It's like the US Mint's evil twin photobombing your treasure hunt. Now, back to the good stuff. You might be wondering, if this penny is so valuable, why hasn't everyone found one already? Because 99% of people don't know what to look for. They toss their old change into jars, drawers, or even worse, into vending machines. But here's the painful truth: every day, rare coins are spent at face value by people who never stop to check, and someone else gets rich off their ignorance. Scary, right? But exciting too, because now, you're not one of them. Let's talk specifics. If you have a 1966 penny, here's how to check if it's the life-changing kind. Check for double die features, especially around the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." Look for shadowing or overlapping letters. Inspect the surface. Proof-like or mirror-like finishes are extremely rare for circulated coins. Look for off-center strikes or missing features. Even a 5% misalignment can raise the value. Weigh it. A normal penny weighs 3.11 grams. If yours weighs significantly more or less, you may have a planchet error. If you find any of these signs, stop. Do not clean the coin. Do not list it on eBay right away. Instead, contact a certified numismatic expert or coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm its authenticity and help you get top dollar. And here's where things get even more interesting. There are still unverified specimens of the 1966 penny believed to exist. Collectors are actively hunting for them, and they're offering up to 7 figures for a single coin. Now imagine this: you're sitting on a beach, sipping coffee, retired early, all because you took 5 minutes to check your change, and just when you thought this was the only $1 million penny, wait until you hear about the 1970s small date penny, with a market value that's shocking even veteran collectors. That's coming up in the next video, so don't miss it. Make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications, and if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend. You might just help someone find their fortune too, because in the world of rare coins, it's not about how much you spend, it's about how closely you look. Did you ever imagine that a single penny, just 1 cent, could be worth over $984,000 today? That's not a fantasy. It's real. And it's hiding quietly in wallets, drawers, and old coffee tins across America that we're talking about the 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a rare error coin that's turning ordinary people into overnight millionaires. Now here's the question you can't ignore: could you be holding one? Before you brush it off, listen closely. Because in the next few minutes, you'll learn why this penny is breaking records, how to spot it, and how some folks unknowingly cashed in big, while others accidentally spent it at a gas station. Sounds crazy? Well, let me tell you a story. Back in 1968, the US Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies, but one batch, intended for Denver, came out without a mint mark. That wasn't supposed to happen. And in the world of coin collectors, that kind of mistake doesn't just make a coin rare, it makes it legendary. Now here's where it gets interesting, and a little frightening: some of these error coins slipped into circulation completely unnoticed. And today, even after decades, they're still out there. Some buried in jars. Some inside coin albums from your grandfather's time, and maybe, one's in your possession right now. Stay with me. Because what I'm about to reveal next could either excite you, or haunt you for the rest of your life. Let's talk value. Because you're probably wondering, why on earth would anyone pay nearly $1 million for a penny? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, error, and condition. Point 1: such coin, the 1968 no-mint Mark penny in mint state condition, recently fetched $984,000 at auction, and no, that's not a typo. That's nearly $1 million for 1 cent. But here's the catch: not every 1968 penny is worth that much. Only a tiny percentage were minted without the D mark, and even fewer survived in uncirculated or high-grade condition. Think of it like this: you know how some people buy lottery tickets every week hoping to win big? Well, some people are unknowingly sitting on a winning ticket. Except theirs is a copper coin from 1968. Let that sink in. This isn't just about history. It's about legacy. Imagine selling an old coin and walking away with enough money to buy a home, pay off debt, or fund your retirement with ease. Let me guess, you're now thinking, how do I check if my 1968 penny is the one? Hold on to that thought. Because we're about to walk through the exact steps to identify if your penny is a jackpot, or just pocket change. But first, quick reset: have you ever had a penny fall out of your pocket, and you didn't bother to pick it up? Yeah. That could have been a $984,000 mistake. Suddenly it's just a penny mindset feels a little risky, doesn't it? Alright, let's get practical. To identify a genuine 1968 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth serious money, here's what you need to look for. Check the date. It must say 1968. Look below the date. There should be no mint mark. No D for Denver, and no S for San Francisco. Just the date. Examine the condition. Coins in uncirculated or near perfect condition are worth the most. If it's shiny, crisp, and scratch-free, you might have something. Seek professional grading. Have it appraised by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. This step can make or break your payday. Watch for fakes. Sadly, there are counterfeits. Be cautious of altered coins. Always verify through an expert. And now comes the moment of urgency. The market for rare coins is hot right now. Collectors are paying premiums. Wealthy buyers are scooping up rare US coins as investments, but markets don't stay hot forever. That means your window to sell high and cash out could be closing soon. So I ask you again, are you sure you don't have a fortune lying in a jar somewhere? Go check. Look through your old coins. Search your parents' attic. Flip through that dusty album your uncle left behind, because here's the truth: someone is going to find the next $1 million penny. Will it be you, or will you watch someone else walk away with your opportunity? And here's the final twist: there's another Lincoln penny, even more shocking than this one. Even rarer. Even more valuable. In our next video, we uncover a common year that's turning average Americans into millionaires, and most people walk past it every day without knowing that. So if you think this penny was impressive, imagine finding out that one single coin in your collection could change your life forever. Well, today is the day you might just discover a hidden fortune. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies in American history, the 1970 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you own one, you might be sitting on a fortune worth up to $980,000. Let's get into it. Before we talk about its massive value, let's start with the basics. The 1970 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just any penny. It's part of the iconic Lincoln series that has captured the hearts of collectors and investors for over a century. It was minted during a time of transition, a time when things were shifting in the world of currency, and little did anyone know back then, one of these coins would become a treasure trove waiting to be discovered, but not every 1970 penny is worth a fortune. In fact, most of them are worth just a few cents. So, what makes the rare one so special? The secret lies in a minting error, a small yet powerful flaw that occurred in the production process. It's called the double die obverse error. Sounds complicated, right? But what does it mean for you? A small misalignment in the die caused the image of Abraham Lincoln to appear twice, giving the coin a distinct and noticeable double feature. This flaw is rare, incredibly rare. And that rarity is what makes it so valuable. Now, let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're going through a box of old pennies. Maybe you inherited them from a relative or found them at a garage sale. Most of the coins are dull, worn out, and completely worthless. You begin to lose hope, until you spot one coin that catches your eye. A 1970 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like just another penny, but then you notice something unusual. You inspect it closely. The image of Lincoln seems too bold. The lettering is too sharp. There's something odd about the way the coin is struck. Could this be the elusive double die obverse error? Here's where it gets exciting. The value of a 1970 mint mark Lincoln penny with this error has skyrocketed. In perfect condition, the price can top out at $980,000. That's not a typo. Nearly $1 million for a single penny. The difference between a few cents and life-changing wealth is in the details, but here's the catch. Finding one of these pennies is incredibly rare. According to experts, only a handful of these coins exist, making it one of the most sought-after treasures in the world of numismatics. So, how can you tell if you found one? Before you get too excited, don't go tossing all your pennies into a magnifying glass and start scrutinizing every single one. That would take hours, and you'd probably need a lot more coffee. Trust me, I've been there. But let's break it down and focus on the real key indicators that set this coin apart from the rest. Let's go over the steps you need to take if you think you found a golden penny. First, the details. A true 1970 double die obverse penny will have noticeable doubling of the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust, along with the date. But it's the subtle doubling on Lincoln's face and hairline that makes it stand out. If your coin matches these characteristics, you've got a valuable piece on your hands. But don't make the mistake of jumping to conclusions too quickly. Getting a professional appraisal is key. You'll want to contact a reputable numismatist or a certified coin grading service to confirm the coin's authenticity and value. Don't be afraid to ask for help from the pros. They've seen these errors before and can provide an accurate assessment. Now, here's where the urgency kicks in. The value of this coin is climbing. As more people become aware of its worth, it's only a matter of time before the market becomes flooded with collectors and investors trying to grab their piece of history. If you've got one, don't wait. Get it appraised. Get it certified. And sell it before the value dips due to an oversupply. But that's not all. The 1970 mint mark Lincoln penny isn't the only rare coin out there. What if I told you that there are other pennies, other coins, in your collection that could be worth even more than this one? Imagine finding a hidden fortune among the pennies in your jar. What if I told you that there are pennies out there that have been known to sell for even more than $1 million? In the next video, I'll be revealing another incredibly rare penny that could turn your financial dreams into reality. You won't want to miss it. So, make sure you're subscribed, and turn on the notification bell. You don't want to be left behind when these coins start making waves in the market. So, what's the lesson here? Your old pennies could hold the key to a life of wealth and opportunity. The 1970 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is just one example of the hidden treasures waiting to be found. Keep your eyes open, do your research, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. The next penny you hold could be worth more than you ever imagined. Well, it might just be the case, especially if you happen to own a 1975 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. The 1975 D penny has a story so rare, so valuable, it might just change your life forever. And today, I'm going to reveal why this humble penny could be worth nearly $1 million. Stay with me, because you don't want to miss out on the secrets I'm about to uncover. You walk into your local coin shop or perhaps dig through a box of pennies you've kept for years. Among the sea of copper and zinc, one coin stands out. It's the 1975 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think, oh, just another penny, but this isn't just any penny. This penny, if it's in the right condition, could be the key to your financial freedom. Why is the 1975 D penny so special? Well, it's all due to a rare minting error that makes this coin one of the most coveted in the numismatic world. You see, in 1975, the US Mint was transitioning to a new process, and something went wrong. The result was a handful of 1975 D pennies with a distinctive and rare flaw. These coins weren't supposed to exist. Yet, they do. And they're worth a small fortune. Now, you might be thinking, how can a penny be worth so much? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The 1975 D penny's rarity isn't just about the error itself, it's about how few of these coins actually made it into circulation. That's what makes them so valuable today. Let's talk numbers. On average, a typical 1975 D penny might be worth just a few cents. But if you happen to find one of these rare specimens with the minting flaw in pristine condition, you're looking at a value of up to $975,000. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million for a penny. But, and here's the kicker, these rare pennies are incredibly hard to find. So, if you've got one, or if you can find one, your future could look a whole lot different. Alright, let's dive deeper. What exactly makes these 1975 D pennies so valuable? Sure, we know there was an error, but let's break it down. This isn't just about rarity. It's about demand. Collectors are obsessed with finding these coins. They're on the hunt, scouring coin shops, estate sales, and even garage sales looking for that elusive gem. Why do collectors care so much? Because coins like this don't come around every day. In fact, many have never even seen one in person. That's why the market for rare coins, particularly the 1975 D penny, is fierce. The prices can skyrocket if you're the lucky one to discover this hidden treasure. Now, let's talk about condition. Finding a 1975 D penny that is in pristine condition, unblemished, with sharp details and minimal wear, makes all the difference. The better the condition, the higher the value. That's the sweet spot where these coins hit their peak value, and that's why you should be paying close attention to your own collection. If you happen to have one of these pennies, take a close look at it. Is it in perfect condition? Does it have the mint mark clearly visible? If so, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions. But here's the problem. The more people find out about this rare penny, the harder it will be to come by. So, if you haven't checked your change jar yet, I'd suggest doing so immediately. You don't want to miss your chance. Now, I know what you're thinking, I'll just grab all my pennies and start searching like a mad person. I get it. But let's not go overboard. If you find yourself swimming in pennies and wondering, is this one worth anything? Remember, most of them are still just pennies. But hey, one could be your ticket to financial freedom. Here's where things get even more intense. The market for rare coins like the 1975 D Lincoln penny is growing. As time goes on, these pennies become harder to find, and their value only increases. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't let it slip away. Imagine holding that coin, walking into a numismatic auction, and selling it for $975,000. What would that mean for you? Could you pay off your mortgage? Take that vacation you've been dreaming of? Retire early and live a life of comfort and luxury? The possibilities are endless, but only if you act now. But, here's the catch, the window of opportunity is closing. As more people discover the value of these rare pennies, the chances of finding one decreases. If you've got one, you need to make your move quickly. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to capitalize on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and here's the final cliffhanger. I'm about to reveal where you can go to sell your rare 1975 penny for top dollar. But before I do, I want you to imagine how your life could change if this penny is the one that makes you a millionaire. It's all possible. You just need to ACT. Are you ready to turn that ordinary penny into extraordinary wealth? If you think you've got a 1975 Lincoln penny, it's time to act fast. Check your collection, grab that magnifying glass, and start searching. The next $1 million discovery could be right in front of you. Don't wait, your future is just one penny away. Keep watching, stay alert, and get ready to make your dreams come true. A penny that, if you find it, could instantly transform your life. Sound too good to be true? Well, brace yourself, because the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of those rare treasures that could unlock an unimaginable fortune. But wait, how could a simple penny be worth $972,000? Is it real? Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how this coin could change your future. But before we dive into the shocking details of this rare coin, you may be wondering, why does this penny stand out from the millions of others you might have sitting in your drawer? Let's break it down. In 1978, the US Mint was working hard to strike millions of pennies. But something unbelievable happened. Some of those pennies, very few, in fact, came out with no mint mark. A tiny detail that, for most coins, would go unnoticed. But for a collector, it's a golden key. This was no mistake, no accident. This penny is part of a rare anomaly in the minting process, one that you wouldn't even recognize if you didn't know exactly what to look for. A missing mint mark is extremely unusual for coins of this time period. Here's where things get exciting. You may have heard that most Lincoln pennies are only worth a few cents, right? Well, that's the case for the majority of them. But not this one. You see, the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is an extremely rare variation, and it's been selling for staggering amounts, up to $972,000. That's right, nearly $1 million for one small coin. Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding that you're holding something worth that much. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, sure, maybe a penny's worth a lot, but is it really worth $1 million? Should I be checking my couch cushions for this treasure? Well, not quite. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye, so don't get distracted just yet. Let's dig deeper. This coin's value isn't just based on rarity, it's a blend of timing, demand, and the sheer number of people who are out there desperately searching for one of these. If you have one in your collection, you might be one of the lucky few to strike it rich. But time is ticking. The longer you wait to verify if you have it, the higher the demand will rise, and once it's gone, it's gone. So, if you have a 1978 penny, even if you think it's just another coin, you might want to check it again, closely. Alright, let's get down to the details. How do you know if you have a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in your collection? First, take a look at the date. The coin will say, 1978, clearly. But the real key is what's missing. Now, here's the tricky part, no mint mark. The mint mark is usually found on the reverse side of the coin, near the bottom. On most pennies, you'll see a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But for this rare coin, you won't see anything. If there's no mint mark, then you might have a winner. So, now what? You found it. You're holding a penny worth almost $1 million. What do you do next? Don't just stash it away. You need to take action, because this coin could be your ticket to living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. You'll need to get it professionally appraised by a numismatist, preferably one with experience in rare coin valuations. Only then will you know the exact worth of your penny. But here's the catch: if you don't act quickly, there's a risk of missing out. This market is incredibly competitive, and others are on the hunt for these rare pennies too. If you wait too long, you could lose the opportunity to sell your coin at the peak price. The real question is, How much would you be willing to sell your 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny for? Would you hold out for the highest bidder or sell it now for a smaller fortune? Now that you know about the potential treasure in your pocket, it's time to make a decision. Could this penny change your financial future? With a market value as high as $972,000, there's a chance you could sell it for life-changing money. So, do you have a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Time is ticking, and if you want to secure your financial freedom, the moment to act is right now. Text on screen, find your treasure. Unlock your future. Remember, this isn't just about a coin. It's about the chance to live the life you've always dreamed of. And all it takes is one small step, taking action now. Do you have a penny from 1980 sitting in your drawer? It might look ordinary, but what if I told you that one single coin could be worth almost $1 million? Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth $970,000, and it's hiding right under your nose. Imagine what you could do with that kind of money. Pay off your mortgage. Take that dream vacation. Or perhaps secure your financial future and live the life you've always wanted. But, there's one catch: most people don't even know this penny exists. And that's exactly why it's so valuable. In today's video, we're diving deep into the mystery of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, and why it could change your life. Stay tuned, because you'll want to hear how to identify this rare coin, what it's worth right now, and how you can cash in on this hidden fortune before it's too late. Now, we all know the Lincoln penny. It's been a staple of American currency for over a century, and yet, very few people know the hidden secret some of these pennies hold. You might have hundreds, maybe thousands of pennies in your collection, but one specific year holds a secret that most collectors overlook: the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Here's where things get interesting. Most 1980 pennies have a mint mark, either an D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But, in a rare and unexpected twist of fate, some 1980 pennies were struck without any mint mark at all. These pennies, known as NO mint mark coins, are incredibly scarce. In fact, the likelihood of finding one is so rare that many coin collectors have spent years searching for it without success. But here's the kicker: this rarity is what drives the value up. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, a rare penny, but what makes it worth almost $1 million? Let me explain that. In 2018, a 1980 NO mint mark Lincoln penny sold at auction for an astonishing $970,000. That's not a typo. Nearly $1 million for a single penny. And this isn't some far-off case. This sale has sparked a frenzy among coin collectors and investors alike. People are actively seeking these pennies, scouring coin collections, garage sales, and even eBay listings for any sign of the elusive 1980 NO mint mark. But why is it worth so much? Simply put, its rarity, combined with the lack of mint mark, makes it an anomaly in the world of coin collecting. Because there are only a few confirmed examples of this coin in circulation, it creates an incredibly high demand among collectors, especially those looking to complete their Lincoln penny series. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are we talking about a penny that can buy me a yacht? Well, no, unless you find the right one. But I'm serious. That's how powerful rare coins can be. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I've got one of these coins, but how do I know if it's the real deal? That's where things get tricky, and not every 1980 penny is a goldmine. So, how do you know if you've got a 1980 NO mint mark Lincoln penny in your possession? Here's where we separate the hobbyists from the true collectors. First, let's talk about the minting process. In 1980, the US Mint was busy churning out millions of pennies. However, during this time, there was a flaw in the production process that caused some coins to be struck without a mint mark. These are the coins that could potentially be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more. The key is in the details. The lack of a mint mark on the reverse side of the coin is the first clue that you found something special. Next, you'll want to examine the condition of your penny. Coin grading is an art, and it requires a trained eye. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A penny in mint condition could fetch nearly the full $970,000. A coin in good condition may still be worth several $1,000s, so even if it's not a perfect specimen, you're still holding a valuable piece of history. Now, once you've identified your rare penny, it's time to think about selling it. Selling coins like these isn't as simple as listing them on eBay. You'll want to work with a trusted coin dealer or auction house that specializes in rare, high-value coins. They'll help you assess the true value of your coin, guide you through the selling process, and ensure that you get top dollar for it. And here's the catch: you might have to act fast. Coins like these are in high demand, and the market can shift quickly. If you hesitate, the opportunity might slip away. The sooner you get your penny appraised and sold, the sooner you can begin living the life you deserve. But don't worry, you've got the inside scoop, and you're ahead of the game. So, what are you waiting for? Take a moment, check your coin collection, and look closely at that 1980 penny. Is it the one that will make your fortune? There's a world of opportunity waiting for you, and it could be sitting right in your pocket. But wait, before you rush off to search for that elusive penny, there's something else you need to know about rare coins that could be hiding in your collection. Some coins are even rarer than the 1980 NO mint mark penny, and their value will shock you. I'll share these secrets in the next video, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. You could be sitting on a goldmine. Are you ready to uncover it? That's right, today, we're talking about the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny with NO mint mark. This rare and elusive coin could change your life forever. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be able to spot these hidden treasures yourself, and maybe even sell them for a fortune. But here's the catch. You could easily overlook these coins if you're not paying attention. Don't be the person who misses out. Keep watching. Let's start with the basics. The 1981 Lincoln penny is a well-known coin, but not every one of them is valuable. In fact, most of them are only worth their face value, just 1 cent. So, how does a simple penny become a million-dollar treasure? The answer lies in the absence of something crucial. This penny has NO mint mark, and that's what makes it so rare. Most pennies are marked with a mint letter, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But this particular penny, it's missing that mark entirely. And that's where the magic happens. Now, I can hear you asking, how could something so small and seemingly insignificant be worth so much? Well, here's the thing: when a mint mark is missing, collectors go wild. They start searching high and low for these rare coins, and they're willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on one. But here's the shocking part: there are only a handful of these pennies in existence. Yes, just a handful. The scarcity of this coin is exactly what drives its astronomical value. The 1981 NO mint mark Lincoln penny can fetch as much as $964,000 on the open market. Just imagine what that kind of money could do for you. A new house, a dream vacation, financial freedom, the possibilities are endless. But there's a catch. These coins aren't easy to find, and if you don't know what you're looking for, you might miss the opportunity of a lifetime. So, now that we know how much these pennies are worth, let's talk about how you can find one. First, examine your pennies carefully. Look at the date, 1981, and then check the reverse side of the coin. What you're looking for is the absence of a mint mark. The mint mark should be located just beneath the date, but if it's missing, bingo. You could be holding a future fortune. Now, I know what you might be thinking: there's no way I've got one of these coins. But don't be so sure. The 1981 NO mint mark penny is incredibly rare, but it's out there. Thousands of pennies from 1981 were made with the mint mark, but only a select few were left unmarked. Here's something you may not have heard: there are some special stories behind the discovery of these coins. People have found them in rolls of pennies from their local banks, at garage sales, or even in the back of their grandparents' coin collection. You could be next, but hold on, don't run off to your coin jar just yet. You'll need to make sure your coin is in pristine condition. The higher the grade, the higher the price. The most valuable versions are those in uncirculated condition, which means they've never been used for everyday transactions. These coins look almost brand new, despite being decades old. So, before you start getting excited, ask yourself this: does your penny look like it was just minted yesterday, or does it show signs of wear and tear? The better the condition, the more likely you are to get top dollar. Alright, let's say you found a 1981 NO mint mark penny, and it's in great condition. Now what? How do you turn this penny into a fortune? Well, the first step is to get it professionally graded. This is where things can get tricky, but also incredibly exciting. Professional coin graders, such as the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can assess your coin's condition and assign it a grade that directly impacts its market value. A grade of MS 65 or higher will give you the highest chance of securing top dollar. Once graded, you can choose to sell it to a collector, auction it, or sell it through a trusted coin dealer. Auctions like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries have seen record-breaking sales for coins like these. Now, if you're wondering whether you should hold on to your coin or sell it, here's a question to consider. Do you want to live your dream life now, or are you willing to wait a few more years while that penny grows in value? Some of you might be thinking, what if I don't want to sell right away? That's perfectly fine, but know that every day you wait could mean missing out on a huge opportunity. The market for rare coins fluctuates, and timing is crucial, but here's the kicker, and I'll leave you with this thought that there's a rumor circulating in the coin world. Some experts believe that the value of these rare pennies will only continue to rise in the next few years. Some even think they could reach over $1 million. So, are you going to let this chance slip through your fingers, or are you going to be the one who cashes in on this hidden treasure? The clock is ticking that if you're serious about becoming wealthy from your rare coin collection, don't wait another minute. Start searching your coins today, get them professionally graded, and cash in on your fortune. That if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button, so you never miss another golden opportunity like this one. And share this with your friends, they'll thank you later. That's not a typo. It's real. And it's not just any penny, it's one with a twist that very few people know about. If you want to learn how this penny can make you rich beyond your wildest dreams, then stay with me. Because in the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover how this rare coin could change your life forever, but be warned, what you're about to hear could completely change the way you look at your pocket change. Let's dive into it.in the world of rare and valuable coins. The 1991 NO Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny stands out like a hidden treasure. But how did it become so valuable? To answer that, let's rewind time. In 1991, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, and normally, these pennies carry a mint mark, either an D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a small, unexpected error happened in 1991, when a number of pennies were released without a mint mark at all. These no mint mark pennies were never meant to exist, and most people thought nothing of them. They blended in with the rest of the 1991 pennies, until one sharp-eyed collector realized that these missing mint marks could be worth something extraordinary. But here's the twist, only a few of these pennies were ever released into circulation. A limited number. That means the few remaining coins are incredibly rare, and their value has skyrocketed. Now, here's where things get interesting. If you find one of these 1991 NO Mint Mark pennies in your collection, it could be worth up to $960,000. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single penny. That's a small fortune hidden in plain sight. But, and this is crucial, time is ticking. The window of opportunity to cash in on this rare find is narrowing. Now that you know about the incredible value of the 1991 NO Mint Mark penny, let's talk about why it's so important for you to act fast. This is no time to sit back and wait. The market for rare coins is growing at an exponential rate, and coins like the 1991 NO Mint Mark penny are becoming harder to find by the day. More collectors are hunting for them, and as the demand increases, so does the price. In fact, right now, the market value of this penny sits around $960,000. But what happens if you wait too long? It's simple, more people will discover the value of these coins, and the prices may start to drop as the supply increases. Do you really want to be left wishing you'd sold that penny sooner? Or worse, do you want to miss out on the opportunity to live the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Here's the thing. Most people don't even know what they have in their pockets. They're unaware that a simple penny could be worth enough to change their financial future. But you are learning about this right now. And that gives you the power to act first, to take action before everyone else catches on. Remember, it's not just about finding the coin, it's about being in the right place at the right time. And that time is now. But hey, I know what you're thinking, a penny? Really? This sounds like a scam. Well, that's exactly what people said when they first heard about rare coins in the past. But don't worry, this isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. This is the real deal. So now that you're fully aware of the potential value of this penny, let's talk about how to find it. The key to identifying the 1991 NO mint mark penny is simple: look for the absence of a mint mark. Check your 1991 pennies closely. This is where the excitement really starts. If you find one without a mint mark, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands, but here's the tricky part: spotting a 1991 penny without a mint mark can be incredibly difficult. That's because, even though the mint mark is missing, it doesn't mean the coin looks any different than a regular penny at first glance. You need to be sharp and observant, take your time, inspect each coin closely, and when you find one, you'll know you've stumbled upon a rare gem. But here's the next cliffhanger: how do you know if your coin is authentic? That's the next step, and trust me, it's just as crucial as spotting the coin in the first place. That I'm not going to leave you hanging. In the next section of this video, we'll dive deep into how you can ensure your 1991 NO mint mark penny is legitimate and how you can get it appraised to unlock its full value. I'll even show you where to sell it for the highest price possible. So don't go anywhere. The journey to wealth could be in your hands right now, tucked away in your coin jar or your old penny collection. The 1991 NO mint mark penny could be your ticket to financial freedom, but remember, time is of the essence. As more people discover this rare find, the competition will only grow. Don't wait until it's too late. That if you're serious about selling rare coins and living a wealthier lifestyle, the first step is recognizing the value in your possession. It starts with a single coin. And if you're ready, you can cash in on this opportunity today. Stay tuned for the next part of this video, where I'll show you exactly how to authenticate your coin and sell it for maximum profit. You've seen them before: the ordinary Lincoln pennies, scattered in jars, thrown into drawers, forgotten in boxes. But what if I told you that there's one special penny, a 1993 D mint mark Lincoln 1 cent, that's not just worth its face value? What if this penny could make you a fortune? Let's get to the truth. The 1993 D Lincoln penny isn't just any old penny. No, this is a coin that has been carefully hidden from most of us, nestled in plain sight, yet capable of fetching up to $957,000 on the open market today. That's right, nearly $1 million for a single penny. It's almost too incredible to believe, but the proof is in the numbers, and collectors are paying top dollar for this elusive coin. So, how can you know if you have this rare gem in your collection? And why is this penny so valuable? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why your pennies might be sitting on a small fortune and how you can cash in. Let's rewind for a moment. In 1993, the US Mint produced billions of pennies. But there was something different about a select few coins that didn't make it off the production line the way they were supposed to. A small error or a unique characteristic, almost unnoticed, created a rarity that we now call the 1993 D Lincoln 1 cent. You see, most of the 1993 D pennies were struck with standard, expected designs, but a rare error caused some of them to have a distinctive, off-center strike, or unusual features that make them valuable. These imperfections, these hidden gems, are what make the coin so highly sought after. So why does this penny fetch such an enormous price? Because it's not just a mistake, it's a historical piece, a symbol of imperfection turned into perfection. But finding one of these coins? That's the hard part. It's like hunting for treasure, a treasure that could change your financial future. Now, if you've got a 1993 D penny in your collection, it's worth taking a second look. It might not just be any old penny you found in your change. No, this could be the key to unlocking an unexpected fortune. And if you're one of the lucky few who own this coin, well, let's just say you might want to check your drawer a little more carefully. But before you get too excited, because I know you are, let's take a quick detour and look at the types of rare coins that make a penny truly valuable. Don't go anywhere just yet, the best is yet to come. How many pennies have you tossed in the jar or forgotten in your purse? You'd be surprised how many of them could be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, have you ever looked at a penny and thought, could this be the one? Well, now's the time to start paying closer attention. Trust me, it's a game-changer. So now that you know about the uniqueness of this penny, let's talk value. Right now, on the market, the 1993 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny is selling for a jaw-dropping $957,000. That's nearly $1 million for a penny. You read that correctly. But here's the thing, this coin isn't just an anomaly. There are thousands, possibly millions, of rare pennies out there, sitting unnoticed in people's homes, garages, and collections. The difference is, the right coin in the right condition could set you on a path to financial freedom. Here's where the urgency kicks in, the value of rare pennies is rising. More and more collectors are getting into the game, and the demand for coins like the 1993 D is only going up. That means the longer you wait to check your collection, the more you risk missing out on a potentially life-changing windfall. You might be asking yourself, why is it worth so much now? It's a combination of rarity, historical significance, and the fact that few people understand how valuable these coins really are. The collectors and investors who are buying them know one thing: they're not just investing in a coin, they're investing in history, in rarity, and in the possibility of an immense return on their investment. But here's the big question: could your 1993 D Lincoln penny really be worth that much? The answer might surprise you, but you'll have to stick around until the end to find out. There's one key detail that could turn your penny into a millionaire maker. Before you start rating your penny jar, let me hit you with one more thought: this is not your grandma's old jar of pennies. No, these coins have hidden value. So, are you ready to get your hands on some serious cash? If you've got a 1993 D Lincoln penny, or any other rare coin, now is the time to take action. Don't wait until you're watching someone else cash in on your fortune. Take your pennies to a professional coin appraiser, or dive into the world of online coin markets. Start educating yourself and turn your collection into an investment. Because the truth is, these pennies could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And, before you go, remember, check your change, check your drawers, and don't let this opportunity slip away. Your future wealth might be sitting right there, in the palm of your hand. Let me ask you this: how many pennies do you have sitting in a drawer right now, waiting to be discovered? What if one of those pennies was the key to living a life of wealth and luxury? This is the untold story of the 2007 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin so valuable, it's often overlooked by even the most seasoned collectors. Let's get into it. You see, the 2007 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is no ordinary penny. At first glance, it may look like any other coin from the mid-2000s, but there's a secret hidden within its design. This penny was part of a very specific minting error that's left many people scratching their heads in disbelief. It's rare, and it's worth a small fortune. Minting errors like these are incredibly rare and, often, they can go unnoticed for years. Imagine buying a box of pennies from a garage sale, only to find a single 2007 D Mint Mark penny worth $950,000. That could be you. But here's the thing: unless you know what to look for, you could be missing out on thousands of dollars hiding in plain sight. Ever thought that your lucky penny was just, well, lucky? Well, that's about to change. This coin isn't just a lucky find, it's an absolute jackpot. A real treasure, disguised as something you might have tossed aside years ago. Now, let's talk about what makes this penny so special and why it could be worth almost $1 million. The value of the 2007 D Mint Mark penny stems from a very specific defect in the minting process. During its production, a subtle yet significant error occurred that made it unique. This error, combined with the growing demand for rare coins, has propelled its market value to nearly $500,000. And that's not all, this number is climbing fast. But don't wait. The longer you hold on to a coin like this without knowing its true value, the more likely someone else could swoop in and make that fortune theirs. Time is running out, and the demand for rare, error coin collectors is only increasing. If you've got one of these hidden treasures, now is the time to act. Imagine finally selling your collection and stepping into the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. No more worries about bills or debt. No more endless days of wondering how you'll make ends meet. Just the freedom to live life on your own terms. The journey from ordinary to extraordinary begins with one discovery. But how do you even start? How do you know if you've got a 2007 mint mark penny in your collection? Well, stick around, because coming up next, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to check if your penny is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and how to sell it for maximum value. Stay tuned, because you're about to learn a secret that could change everything. I'm going to reveal the exact steps you need to take to cash in on your rare pennies. Don't blink, because you might miss the chance of a lifetime.